Welcome to today's explainer. Normally we look at facts, figures, historical events, but today is different. Today we're exploring a timeline that is deeply, deeply personal because, well, it's my life. We're going to walk through an emotional journey of hidden truths, shattered realities, and a desperate search for identity. If you've ever wondered how one single secret can just unravel an entire family and force you to question absolutely everything you thought you knew about yourself, well, this story is going to show you exactly how that happens. Let's jump right in.
They told me they loved me from the very first moment. So why did they lie? That exact question was just echoing in my head on the night I finally confronted my parents. I had this gut feeling that something was off for a while, but the reality was way more devastating than I ever could have imagined. In literally one single evening, I realized that the whole foundation of my life, my entire identity, was built on a massive, undeniable secret. Act 1, a secret that broke trust. The confrontation in my bedroom that night was just heartbreaking. The air was so heavy and incredibly anxious. Under the dim light of my desk lamp, my parents just broke down. They finally confessed. They explained that for years they had desperately tried to have children of their own, but they couldn't. And so they adopted me.
The sheer scale of the deception is what really haunts me. I was only 6 months old when I was adopted into their family, just 6 months. And from that exact moment, through my entire childhood, right on into my teenage years, that secret was kept perfectly intact. They swore up and down that they loved me from the moment they held me, and they never saw me as anything other than their true daughter. But the truth didn't actually start surfacing until my 18th birthday.
Now, their intention was rooted entirely in fear. They were absolutely paralyzed by the thought that one day, if I knew the truth, I'd just up and leave them to go find my real family. So in their minds, keeping this secret was a way of protecting me. But the reality was a completely broken sense of trust. The fallout was immediate. For months, I barely spoke a word to them. When my high school graduation rolled around, I stood there, I smiled for the cameras, I held my diploma, but inside, I just felt entirely empty.
Act 2, the 18th birthday letter. Right in the middle of grappling with all that profound emptiness, my birthday arrived. And with it came a mysterious letter in the mail. No return address on the envelope, no name, no clue who sent it. Just a plain, unmarked envelope that somehow felt incredibly heavy in my hands. Inside that envelope was literally a single chilling sentence. It just said, "If you ever want to know the truth, call me." Right below it was a phone number. That was the whole thing. I sat in my quiet bedroom just staring at that piece of paper all night long. My mind was racing a mile a minute. Like, who was this? What truth? The silence in the room was just deafening as I stared at those 10 digits. Until finally, I couldn't take the suspense anymore. I picked up the phone. I can still feel those agonizing seconds playing out right now. I dialed a number, my heart is just pounding out of my chest. The phone rings, and a woman answers. Her voice is shaking, she's trembling as she just whispers, "Hello?" I gather every ounce of courage I have in my body and I say, "I think you know who I am." And immediately, just the sound of her crying, raw, visceral crying on the other end of the line. Act 3, meeting my biological mother. Through her tears, she managed to tell me her name was Sarah, and she confessed right then and there that she was my biological mother. We spoke pretty briefly and agreed that we absolutely needed to see each other face